Morning, and we're back for another episode of Q does things in his garage with no context whatsoever. But today we're working on the EG. We'll be putting this back together. You can see it's been B-swapped. It's got all very nice setup, very relatively quite clean, and could be yours because it's up for sale. Also, we'll be putting it all back together. So my friends managed to source the door, and whilst that's all happening, we've got some other things stirring up in the background. So the DC2's off to a shop to go through stuff like engineering or something like that. So we'll be getting that sorted, and let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's on the road soon. And also shaved doors, definitely something else. I love it. I'll show you how I shave my doors. The way I shave my doors is really fast, and it's definitely only recommended for the guys that want to do things themselves. So all I did was relatively normal. You can see some pitting here. I didn't really cover it that well. I kind of just sent it, and you can see some sinkage somewhere along there, purely because I did this within probably 2 days. So first night I took off all the molds, taped it up. Actually, I'll post up the video so you guys can see it. There's an old video of me doing it, so I'll link it in the description. But basically what I did was I stuck sticky tape on the back side of the door, fiberglass filled it, let it dry, and then I just went ham on the pretty much body filler. And then that's my fault because I rushed it and I didn't let the body filler settle in time, so it kind of shrunk, and I should have just went over it with some fine putty. So if I were to do this again, as in if I was to prep this again and just go over it, it looks smink. But ideally other people would always weld it. Me welding, that's a no-go. I'm gonna be blasting holes through the door, so it's just, yeah, that's another solution for those that want to do it. So just check the forecast. We have rain in an hour or so. So let's try to beat the rain. Actually, there's no catching a break in Melbourne at all. Like, we can't even get a couple of nice sunny days. Every day it's gotta rain a little bit or do something. It's so annoying. And I'm pretty sure I've got my mics. I received a whole bunch of mail that I've got to open up, but I just haven't opened it because I told my daughter we'll do it together. So that's kind of holding me up on that. But when I was going through editing the videos, it didn't seem that bad, overly that bad in terms of audio quality. Or maybe I'm just lying to myself. And this door has been painted. It used to be silver, blue. Used to be blue. So just taking it off. Whatever I take off here, I'll just move it over to the other door. Keep things nice and simple. That way I don't have to look for bolts, or I don't risk losing bolts. I should probably bring the wiring loom over first. Let me do that. I don't know how you guys do it, but I used to just rip these out and destroy them. But now, maybe because I'm older, I'm a little bit wiser, I'll probably just use a pick, just to take it out. Sometimes doesn't, depending on the clip. This one is not working. That's a fail. one side. Ah, that's not working. That didn't work. Awkward. You got a good old hand in the back of the door trick. I try to be fancy. I just stick with my old ways. Why bother changing? Why change a system that works perfectly fine? At this rate, I don't think I'm gonna beat the rain at all. Worked! So, for all those that have trouble bashing these out, you have to use a impact socket. So, I'll show you. And I've bought this probably years and years ago, and it comes so handy when you have trouble or on a bolt, or you're just threading the crap out of that bolt. So let me grab a socket and I'll show you what I mean. Impact drive. So the way this works is, like I said, push it in and you bang it with a hammer, and it puts the force on it that it doesn't slip, and it normally just gets everything off. I don't have the car keys. On and bang it, and it's tightening it. See? There you go. Did you see that? Alright, again. There you go. Save yourself a headache and also threading the bolts. So normally on stuff like that, the bolts normally not meant to be removed that frequently. So learn from what I did of threading millions of bolts, hundreds, and get one of these. Rough. Should cost you like, you can just buy, mine's an L cheaper one. Mine's just I think a Total Tools brand or something. You can use a Chinese brand or anything. It just literally, you pull it out, you use it, you put it away. That's it. I took that off, and then I'm slowly realizing everything's connected. So I've got to take this off also at the same time. It's not coming out though. Will it wriggle out? I think I have to twist the door open. Bring these over there. And the benefit of the mic allowed me to move around and not have to worry about whether or not things are recorded or not. So a push pin that you can take out, but it's been a while since I've done this, so I'll try to pop that out. There you go. And that took me a few years to learn. So if you ever had to take door handles off, that's the way. Just needs maybe there's a tool for it, but flatheads work as well. Got him. That was not gonna lie. There's a certain way that he has to go in, and I've never had to do this, to be honest, but I feel comfortable enough with Civics that I don't really need to do much. So I'll see what I need to put in. I took all this out, but I didn't need to because this door already had it. And I should have known that because the door shuts. But now I'm really good at taking it off, I guess. So now we're just gonna put the locking mechanisms in and we should be good. Alright, so just bolting this in now. But the problem is, it feels like the rain is coming. So I think if I can get the window in, then I think that will solve a lot of my dramas at this moment. And then we can probably align the doors another time. I need some help to align the doors anyway, so. Now let's get the I think we can get the window mechanisms in now. I think. Alright, we've got central lock-ins there, so basically that's there, locks in. Not too sure whether it locks or not, but that's right, and that's okay, that looks okay. So all in all, what we need is the window motor. So grab my 10mm, but first we have to drop the glass and we need a remote. We've got the remote here. There's no remote. Where's the remote? It's not going to be happy with that. They've got the, I think they've lost the plug. This is the right hand side, I think, because it says. Right. So I'm just going to jump it, and I forgot we need a power source to we need a power source to be able to do that. So off to my test station. So all we're just going to do, we're just going to jump it, make the window come down a bit so we can actually unplug the window motor and remove the window. So I'm looking for plugs. I don't think it's me. I'd say that it's excuse. It's a pathetic excuse, but you know, I'll stand by that one. We need to splice them, I guess. Don't like this setup. Don't like this setup at all together. Am I getting power? Yeah, I'm getting power, but it's like shorting. So maybe if I just plug. He scared me, but he works. Alright. Now we can get to the motor bolts. One there, and where's the second one? So we've got one here. Bring it down a little bit more. Are you guys recording? Oh, cool. Alright, I see it. So, there you go. It was the two end ones. The two end ones that control it. I don't know what the two... So, basically... red and blue, and then red and yellow. I don't know why this doesn't focus when I go things upright. Maybe it just depends on what it's looking at. But, yeah. And windows just come out from the top. So, it's held on 2 bolts. And then you just pick it up and you pull it out on the outside, and Bob's your uncle. Alright, so we have a motor. Alright, this camera orients itself, so it's really handy that I don't have to flip or edit the footage later. It goes somewhere. Oh, maybe. That's why it probably goes onto the door. Probably keeps it balanced. Yeah, that's right. It goes onto the door, keeps it balanced. There. So there's a loose bar. This loose bar, it goes over here on the. You'll just pull it and you'll automatically see which bolt it lines up with. So I figured that. Alright, cool. So that's where it goes. Those two bolts, that's where it sits. Alright. I don't mind seeing you guys I don't mind letting people see me fail. It really doesn't affect me at all. I don't know why. And maybe that's maybe I should be embarrassed, but you gotta live and learn. You need to live and learn. Let us in. Alright, we can stand these, that's for sure. This one sits. We've got that. Now we need to get the window. And just like before, from the outside, we drop it in. Wait, I think I'm missing some window sills. I am right. Like when things run too smoothly, that's normally a bad sign for me. So we need to pull off this window sill. Current door. Hopefully there's no clips because I just kind of tugged that up. Alright. That. Window sill. And that sill. Alright, that's in. Normally just squeeze and push like that. Like I was saying, windows go in from the outside. We've got the seals on. Make sure we don't. This slots in between the seals. Once it's in, you pretty much just carry it and line up with the actual holes that it's meant to be in. So let me do that. Windows in, wires in, this locking, retraction, whatever is in. So the only thing left is that handlebars, line up the central locking for the car, and we should be good to go. So before I start celebrating and whatnot, let's just test it, see if it works. So we've got the master controller here. If that's the right hand switch, maybe I was wrong. Maybe that is the switch. Because it's only got one on the other side. So alright, let's make sure it works. No? Ah! It's not plugged in. Let me plug it in. Ha 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 ha! Ooh! That's not good. That is not good at all. Celebrated way too early. Something happened. What happened? think the other bolt came out. Ah! I never did it up. Nothing to see here, guys. Oh yeah. There we go. We're in. All right. Take two. I think it's the seal. Is the seal. All right. I'm gonna fix this. Watch. He's dying. Third time lucky. All right, let's go. I'm on low battery. Successful. But let's see why. Yes, it does. Alright, perfect timing. Baby has woken up. Make sure to turn off the car. Else the battery will die again. And I'll see you guys next time. Or later, whatever comes first. Oh. Ooh. I shut the door and I haven't hooked that up. Alright, I'll do it later. What time is it? It should be 11. Ooh. Alright, baby duties are done. Alright. Keep track of the time now. As I said before, it was raining and you see the weather. It's actually raining right now. I've moved my DC2 out onto the road so that way when the towie comes, nice and easy, we'll be able to get it loaded up. Alright, got all this stuff. All this stuff's all wet. Get a rag and dry it off. And also, because of that, I'm not too sure, did I tell you guys about my air leak that I found? About the air leak that I found, I think that's the reason why my tune was problematic. Because of that air leak. So, whether or not I go back or whether or not I fix, I think I should just fix it up, right? Maybe I can open up the tables and just correct the cold start, the low idle. Maybe. So I don't need to fix up the whole thing, but if I can fix up the whole idle, that's probably what's causing it to want to stall. But maybe that's a voter question, so I'll get him to have a look at that. But I'm just gonna clean up some stuff. What? And I didn't even put up the passenger door. God damn it. So it's wet. And it rained. So I'm gonna put this side up. Going up. Alright, we're good. Alright. Camera's a little bit wet. And what else? This side needs a striker as well because it's not there. So striker. I don't think it's called striker. I think it's called, I don't know what it's called. Just bucketing down. Let me shut the door. Oh my lord. This is why. This is supposed to be spring. We're literally nearly into October and the weather's just like this all day, every day. And all of a sudden it'll rain for like 15 minutes and then the sun will come out. Maybe I should move to Brisbane. I've got a couple of things happening in the background. and you guys will see it soon enough. But I don't know whether or not that's going to be good things, bad things for you guys in terms of content wise, but it's keeping me busy, that's for sure. So this EG is essentially nearly done, minus provided that once it stops raining I'll be able to walk through and talk about it some more. But at the moment this rain is just stopping me from doing everything. So I'm just shutting the garage mostly because the floor's getting wet, and if it gets worse I don't want it to get any worse. So now I have some spares. I've got a spare door, I've got a spare window, I've got spare locking mechanisms, got some handles, switches. So let me know if you want anything in the comments below. I'm not really a comments below type of guy, but there have been some comments in terms of asking what I think of this and that, and I think I'm quite honest. And he was telling me whether or not he should go a B series or a K series. I just said neither. Stick to your D series. Stick to your D series and boost it, because bang for buck. I'll never ever let that go, because when I did my K series I felt after all the enjoyment disappeared, I felt cheated. Because the money that I spent doing that all and installing into the car, the money you spend, and also the roadworthies, the engineering or whatever, just trying to make it somewhat legal. Not legal, because I don't really care about that, but once you get in that situation where you have to get a roadworthy for a defect or whatnot, it just destroys the whole car. You can't go back. The only way you can is to go forward. So that's why I didn't really like that idea. So for anyone that's ever asking, always go D series turbo. Hands down, probably give you more fun. It's simple on the car, less work, less effort. And if you blow up your gearbox, you blow up your motor, buy another motor. It's like a couple $100 from the wreckers. So you can do that, and it's probably just a better platform to just be doing stupid stuff on. So that's my 2 cents. Unless you have a chassis and a motor available, or you bought it on the cheap, or you just bear in mind that the motor alone used to cost from $200 all the way to $5,000. I don't know what the price of it is now, but the K-swap parts aren't cheap. Engine mounts, $1,000. Old shafts, probably $300. ECU, if you go ECU or Conduct or K-tuner, then on top of that, add in your fuel lines, another couple $100. Add in your fuel pressure regulator, a couple $100. Add in your shifter. If you go with the shifter, you keep the stock OEM shifter. These are the factors, and little things just add up. Like I said, K-tune shifter, not needed, but it'd be cool. Honda, not needed, but it'd be pretty cool. Obviously, most people upgrade their radiator at the same time, so there's that. All the K-swap hoses. Power, no, you can keep the power steering. You can do that. On some chassis. Fuel lines. There's something important that I'm missing. Not engine mounts. I'll think of it. Once I think of it, I'll tell you guys. That's it. The conversion harness. More money. And very rarely are you ever going to find any of those parts secondhand. Very rarely. Every now and then there's a person parting here and there. But if you can still... They're not cheap either. Some of the times they're asking for like $1,000 for... What was it? For engine mounts. Which is fair. But $1,000, you buy new engine mounts, $1,100. But you get my point. So as I'm drawing some parts, the projects that I currently have on the fly, or actually currently in progress, is I've got the DC2, so that's waiting to be put on the road. So that's getting towed, and hopefully no dramas and everything passes. I think engineering and stuff like that, then we're good to go. Secondly, we've got the EG that's just waiting on its check engine light. The check engine light for the O2 sensor. So waiting on that, and that should be relatively quite simple. And then after that, that has to go through and get roadworthy and whatnot, and hopefully it sees the road. Another project is the go-kart. We haven't seen that for a while. We're just waiting on the battery. Wink wink. We're just waiting on the battery, and that should be just plug and play. But I think just clearing this garage space at the moment will probably allow us to do something with that. But at the moment, they're the things that we're currently working on, and then I think there are a couple more projects coming through, so should be quite interesting. One that will be black, one that will be white. Just saying. But yeah, that's it for now. I don't think it's gonna stop raining, and I don't think I'm gonna get much free time after this. So I think we just got to finish it up there. So later. Scratch that. It's stopped raining. So I've taken off this because I was trying to jig this back in, but looking at them both, it looks like this does not suit that, unless it's just the angle thing where this rod is just completely cactus and bent. So I'll try bend it back and see what I can do, but if not, I'll just take off that, take them off and just switch them around. So yeah, so that looks a little bit better now, doesn't it? So I'll try to fit this back into the car. So I'm learning as much as you guys here. So this mechanism doesn't lock. It opens, but it locks, but it doesn't lock. It unlocks, but it doesn't lock. So I think it's just you move this bracket down a little bit and it should work. That's my theory at the moment. So I want to give that a crack and see if my assumptions are right. Probably that's what it's for. Never actually sat and tried to figure out how things work as much before. So alright, so now it doesn't lock. Maybe it's too far. Now it's too far. Heard something. Ugh. That was me. Damn it. We snapped it. So it was blacket. It was blacket. Anyway, so let's get rid of it. Anyways, I thought I was onto something. I'll let him know. Tow trucks here take you to the shop, so they'll get there eventually. But what I was doing in that meantime was I was trying to unlock the door from both sides, and then I was like, oh, I'll try to pick it out with a coat hanger. That didn't work either, because on the driver's side door, nothing's working properly. So I was trying to pick the other side as well, and then that wasn't working. And then I went around to the boot, and I'm like, boot's open. So I spent like 15 minutes trying to sort that out. Hold up. Yep. There he goes. And I still need to change that brake light. So annoying. God, it's raining again. Fucking sick of this weather in Melbourne. Rains a little, stops. Rains a little, stops. So bloody annoying. And then I've got to pick up all these clips as well. Ah, look at me. Alright, let's just weigh up the pros and cons of moving to Brisbane. Alright, if I move to Brisbane, cost of living is cheaper. But then I have to go buy a house, or rent a house, or find a place. And I don't know the place, so there's that. Melbourne, always raining. Melbourne, expensive. Melbourne, cops are tight as. Melbourne, can't have nice things. Melbourne, get robbed by black guys. Melbourne, machetes. So I know, I think Queensland's looking like a better deal right now. Bloody raining, bloody hell. Sorry guys, went a little bit cray before. So I'm back to normal. So just finishing off the car, seeing what I can do, because I need an extra person here to help me adjust the door. So can't really do much of that today, but I'll get all this buttoned up and ready to go, and then come tomorrow, hopefully, if I can manage to find an extra hand, I'll be able to get this sorted. But at the moment, the car is moving along nicely, minus the rain, minus the weather's making me move the car in and out. So we're back in the garage at the moment, and hopefully there's enough space to work. Alright, so door card's ready to go on, I think. No, central locking has to go in. But does it have central locking? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if it has central locking. But I'll put that on and I'll let them try to figure that out down the track. But all in all, so far so good. You know how I said I'm comfortable working with the EG? I am comfortable, but I'm also super forgetful. So putting on this door seal, and I realized I put that pin in already, so I have to take that off. Not a big deal, but it's just I'm doing things over and over again when I should be doing it properly, as in like following the right what's that word? Right method? Sequence. So I'm just doing stuff, wasting my time doing things over and over again. So I got no magnet, but let me finish up. Alright, I'm in here at night time and just doing the crappy tasks that I don't want to be doing during the day, like pushing these seals in, just because it's a pain in the ass, really. Pushing the rubbers in, making sure they're seated nicely. It's just boring. Like I'll probably have to do this a couple times just to make sure it's really in there. Like, haven't actually heard anything about my DC2. Received photos about it. Photos of it at the shop though. So alright, so I don't have these bolts, these clips actually, these green ones. So what I do is the same ones that are used for the windowsill, these ones, I just chop off the heads with some pliers Oh. And there you go. Fits nicely. Nicely. Just punch it in. There you go. Holds the seal in place. Nice and flush. Okay, so provided tomorrow is a relatively sunny, non-rainy day, we should be able to finish this off, because this was, all the rain was really unexpected and it just threw me off any type of momentum whatsoever. Anyways, passenger door is all on. Some mirrors that have to go on. A little bit problematic just because they're not fitting right, but I'll sort that out tomorrow. But all in all, this car should be gone tomorrow.